Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally going to be doing my first story time. It's not going to be the most positive one, but it needs to be said. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the title, as you can see, is #NotAllMen. And I just wanted to speak up about this. My whole entire life, I've always had a good relationship with guys. I've always been really close to my dad. I've always normally had mainly male friends. All my god brothers I'm really close to. All my male cousins, just absolutely love them. Uncles, etc. Like, I've only really had positive men in my life. But that changed when I turned 18, and this guy took advantage of me, and then another guy did, and I've kind of been scarred ever since, so we're gonna just get right into that. So these two stories are about my first kiss, and yes, two separate stories, and I don't really class the first one as my first kiss. My second one, yes, very much, but we will get into that. So my first kiss, the first story. So I turned 18 maybe 3-4 months beforehand, just started drinking, didn't know how to drink safely, to say the least, because I come from a Christian household. There's no drinks in this house. There's no discussion of drink at church. There's none of that kind of stuff. It was just very much, I had to learn, like, make the trial and error, had to do the mistakes to find out how to drink correctly, I guess. So first couple times, more than couple times when I drank, I got blackout drunk because I was drinking vodka, and I didn't realize that with vodka, it takes like 40 minutes to maybe an hour to hit, and when you start feeling tipsy, you should probably stop, because that is not the end of the trip. It's not the end of the journey. So I didn't know this, and it was my second time. It was my second time drinking. Second time I'd gotten drunk. Had about half a litre of vodka to myself. I'd had not even a full meal that day, because my friend, I went round hers and I didn't know she'd eaten, and I gave her like the chips to my meal. Went to McDonald's, got a wrap. She had the chips, me thinking she didn't have anything, so I was like, eat please. Turns out she had an entire meal before that, and I literally had a single wrap, and then I proceeded to drink a litre of vodka. Not a smart move. Don't be like me. Eat a big meal before you drink, please, to anyone who is trying to start drinking, who's turning 18, even if you're younger than 18. Not that I permit that, but I know how people stay. But yeah, so got basically wrote off. By the time I got there, I remember walking into the party and speaking to one single person. Now, I get to this party again, as I said, I remember only about the first 20 minutes of it. So I'm wrote off, and it is visible. I'm like all over the place. From the videos I've seen, I was crawling on the floor. I was just doing up a madness. Like, I was a state. And I can only say from what my friends have told me, but a collective of friends, so I know it's true because they all have the same story. And basically, I'm on the dance floor, minding my own business. I've never been this, so basically, a first kiss to me is very real sacred. Like, I really wanted to be with the right person and blah blah blah. So I've never gone out of my way to even. I've never even had a crush on a man. Like, I've never really looked at guys like that. I was always the ugly friend growing up. All the guys saw me as one of the lads, so I'd never really got male attention. So when I went out, I didn't expect anything. So from what I'm told, no, we're gonna skip to when I woke up the next day, and my friend was like, oh, so-and-so kissed you, or you and so-and-so kissed. When I say my heart sank, I absolutely felt disgusting. Just my world basically shattered around me. I was absolutely broken. that managed to happen. And I did blame myself a lot because I was like, oh, you know, I was super drunk and I shouldn't have got like that. But we'll now rewind back, because even though I was drunk, that was no excuse for him to come and take advantage of me. I did not give you no permission. There was no consent. I was visibly off my face. You should have left me alone. To wait until someone's that drunk is predatory. It's disgusting. So now we're gonna skip back to what actually happened. So I'm on the dance floor, minding my own business, having a bit of a boogie, as you do. And so from what my sources have told me, this guy was trying to get with someone. Bearing in mind he had a girlfriend who was my friend, but we'll get into that. He spent most of the party trying to get with people, and everyone had turned him down. Now, again, the main reason I didn't, I was wrote off. And when I say wrote off, KO, knocked out, not even a human at this point, I was just existing. So I'm on the dance floor, dancing away, and this guy comes up to dance with me. Now, from what I've heard, I leaned on him for support, because again, I was mashed up, I could barely stand up, I was literally wrote off. So I've like put basically my body weight on him, I'm like resting, trying to just stay upright, dancing, whatever, and but my head's down. So this guy has lifted up my head and kissed me. Now, from when my head is down, from when I'm wrote off, you shouldn't have approached me, because you should know that that's taken advantage. I'm not in a state to give you consent. So that is just a big no-no. Then to lift my head up, and again, not even ask the question, but just to kiss me, again, taking advantage of the state I was in, disgusting behavior. So my friends said they saw this and were shocked. And they said after like maybe 2-3 minutes of seeing this, they tried to break us up, like they tried to take him off me, and apparently he put up a fight, like he wasn't willing, like they had to literally yank him off me. If that doesn't say predator, I don't know what does. That's just inexcusable behaviour. It's absolutely disgusting. I was already off my face, and to make it worse, just to exaggerate how drunk I was, not even 5 minutes later, I was passed out on the floor in my own vomit. So yeah, that gives you kind of idea as to the level I was at. And what makes it even worse is Monday at school, I had his friends come up to me and and laugh along like it was absolute banter and say, oh, well, he was drunk too. Okay, but this guy was drunk with the intention of getting with someone, could see that I was in a disgusting state and took advantage of that. Regardless of if he was drunk or not, you should have left me alone. You could see I was wrote off. You being a bit drunk and you seeing someone wrote off, why would you even want to try that? Because you knew I was an easy target. So to all those like kiki kakad about it, you're disgusting. Like absolutely disgusting. His friends didn't even try and stop him. And he had a girlfriend too. I told the girlfriend, she stopped speaking to me and blamed me for it. Me, who was a victim in this case, because you know I wasn't looking for any of that at all, ever. So yeah, that kind of scarred me, and I was like, oh. So from that point, I wasn't, don't get me wrong, I definitely did get wrote off again, but that was more because I didn't understand how to drink alcohol. I didn't realise that the vodka was like a time thing. It took me a hot second to learn that. But yeah, that was the last school kind of event thing that I went to and drank at like that. Like I went to like another summer, what was it called? A summer ball, and I like got a bit tipsy, but nothing crazy at all, because I don't trust people. So that was my first experience. That was my first kiss. I don't cast it as a kiss because, again, he took advantage of me in a vulnerable state, and it was disgusting behaviour. So now we'll move on to my actual first kiss, a consensual-ish first kiss. So this happened a couple months later. I'd kind of had a bad experience, obviously, and I wanted to have a better one. As I said before, I was always like the ugly friend. No one ever had any interest in me. And I was working one day and this guy was like, oh my gosh, like, you're really pretty. Like, can I get your number? And I was like, me? Like, right then, okay. So I gave him my number and we met up after work. So we're just in his car, chilling, talking. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. Again, I've only met this guy in passing. So I was expecting, you know, us to just get to know each other. This guy was trying to kiss me. My friend must have called me. He's talking down the phone to my friend, make her kiss me, tell her to kiss me, tell her to give me a kiss. I'm literally like, I will not give you a kiss. It's just not gonna happen. No. Part of this was because I never kissed someone before, or at least never soberly, willingly kissed someone before, so I didn't know how that would, I just didn't really know what I was doing, so I was like, it's too much pressure, I don't want it. So yeah, that was a bit of a, realistically it was a red flag, and I should have just been like, you're desperate, move on. But you know, again, as I said, it was the first kind of male attention I'd ever had. So I said, you know, we try again, we move forwards. So the next time we meet, we go to the park near my house, and there was like, basically it's like under a tree thing, like covered and all of that stuff. So we're under there, watching Netflix, on my phone. It's real peak. And this guy is just kissing me all over my face. And obviously I'd already said, like, I'm not really up for kissing. He's like, well, I'm just gonna kiss your face, then I'm gonna kiss you all over. Doing all of that stuff. Like 5 minutes goes past. And this is after about half an hour of him already asking to kiss me, and can he kiss me, and can he kiss me. So after he's been kissing all over my face and just being in my personal space, I was like, fine, like, let's just get it done. So give this guy a kiss. It was alright, nothing special. I was very much in my head about it, because I was like, is this right? Is this okay? I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, so that happened. And then, so we moved over to a bench, and as I go to sit next to him, he pulls me on his lap. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we kiss again, but this time he has hands all over me, feeling me up completely. And when I say feel, I mean feeling me up, like proper. Hands all over me, and I was like, I stopped and I was like, can you not do that, please? I don't like it. And when I say all over, I literally mean hands going, again, over my clothes. Don't get it twisted, but over my clothes, but hands going in places that I had not permitted. So yeah, I told him I wasn't comfortable with that. Can he stop? Did he? No. And this guy really tried to say to me, bearing in mind I'm wearing jeans on a hot day, yeah? So my body is just hot. He's like, oh, I can feel your... I'm gonna leave it there for the people that know what I'm talking about. For the youngest, you'll learn that in the future. But yeah, and I'm just thinking, it's a hot day. I'm dry as anything, and I'm in jeans. You could, if I was, you wouldn't know. Like, unless I'd wet myself, I don't really know what you're feeling there, hun. So yeah, I cut it off, stopped that, and was like, right, I'm ready to go. So we're going back to our cars now. Well, my house, his car. And this guy's like, oh, sneak me in your house, sneak me in your room. So bearing in mind, my family were coming to visit some cousins. So I was like, yeah, no, don't really want that. I'd already not felt comfortable around this guy because he had not listened to me every single time I had said no. So I'm not really trying to have you in my house, have you in my room for you to try and take things further. No, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. So I've said, listen, you're going home. That's that, point blank. He's texted me, oh, you should have let me come round. I would have done this and I would have done that. But I didn't want you to. And I told you that. But yet you're here, talking crap in my ears. I'm a bit confused. Yeah, so that ended. I didn't speak, I think, after that day, I don't think I spoke to him again. I ended up seeing him at Jamaican Independence. And my friend actually knew him, and it turns out he'd just broken up with his girlfriend and was looking for a rebound. And even though I'd clearly stated multiple times I barely even wanted to kiss the guy, let alone more, and he was that persistent to think he was still trying to look at me for rebound. I said, you're ill. You are honestly ill. This eyelash is killing me. I'm so sorry, guys. It just looks awful. I'm just trying to pop that one here. Get this one curled up a little bit. Just gonna do one of them. I mean, that's a bit better, but yeah. So that was awful. Sorry, that's like a whole 10 minutes of me just looking absolutely deranged, but we move. So yeah, that kind of scarred me, and I didn't, I say kiss a guy. The next person I kissed, I was drunk, and that's why it happened. But I was 21 years old. 3 years, the fear was put in me, the absolute fear. And from that day on, I have, and obviously other things have happened, that have just made me kind of believe that men don't know what consent is. I very much fear being drunk around guys, being dressed like this around men. Even like I've even had friends who are just naturally pretty, and guys trying things, touching them inappropriately, which again, even though I'm not on their level, like I then still fear that I could be the person that they just think is going to be easy because I'm so insecure and blah blah blah. Like there's so much, like I just honestly don't trust men, don't believe that they know what consent is. All of it puts the fear in me. I haven't dated anyone because I don't trust men. I don't believe that if I was in a relationship and I told a man no, he would stop. I just don't believe that would take place at all. Yeah, so I thought, as someone who hasn't even been out in the world like that, who is seen as one of the ugly girls, that's my experience, and people have gone through a lot worse, and it's disgusting. Like I walk home, if a man's walking behind me, I walk like this all the time, every single time as well. Yeah, every single time as well. I'll always, if I've got earphones in, I'll pop one out, or I'll stop my music just in case. Anyway, yeah, if I'm walking and I've got earphones in, I will either pause my music or take an earphone out and then turn the music all the way down so that I can hear if anyone is approaching me, anyone's walking quicker, all of that. I just hate it, literally just hate it. I'll call a friend, I'll cross the road, I just generally will get scared. I will slow down in hopes that I'll slow down and move over him so this guy can pass me, all of it. And I don't even see myself as someone who men are interested in, and that's how fearful I am. So just imagine someone who has been approached all the time, just, I don't know, because I guess it's not just about looks, it's just the fact that you're a woman and they want what a woman has, and they feel like they can take it because everything in life has taught them that they can. Yeah, it's a bit scary really. Being a female is not even a bit, it's very scary. And I hate it really. The amount of people that I know, growing up, this one girl, I remember she told me that this guy, she said she lost her virginity, she thinks, because this guy just took it, but she didn't consent to it, and she didn't want it, and it just happened. But because that was the norm, the boys were like, oh yeah, it happened, oh yeah, blah blah blah, oh it's not that deep, why are you getting upset for? She just dealt with it and moved on. That put the fear in me. It's not for me. I don't see myself, like I honestly am at a point in my life where men put the fear in me, and even I've had close friends that have done me wrong. So if I can't even trust my close friends, how am I meant to trust a random stranger on the street? At the end of the day, we don't know your intentions, and that's that point blank period. And one thing that really I hope brings it's a good metaphor. Imagine I gave you a box of Maltesers, but I told you that one of those Maltesers was actually a piece of dog poo rolled up into a small ball and dipped in chocolate. Now would you dig your hand in and just shove all of them in your mouth and, oh wow, no, you're going to be cautious of which one is actually the dog poo and not the chocolate and the nice Malteser, right? So think about that. Yeah, lovely. But yeah, just thought I'd share that, my experience. I think because alcohol was involved in one of them, I do think it's important, because again, a lot of victim blaming goes on, and it's, oh well, you shouldn't have got that drunk, oh well, you shouldn't have blah blah blah, oh well, you should have, he shouldn't have come to me, he shouldn't have touched me, he shouldn't have done anything without asking first whether I was okay with it. As with the other guy, that was the time where I literally was pestered into being into something, and even after just giving in, he then tried to push it further and get more, and then tell me how I feel, telling me that, oh, I feel this way, so I must want more. But I'm telling you I don't. Yeah, just something to think about there. So yeah, that's my first story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it gave you something to think about. For the guys that have ever pestered a girl into doing something that she said she didn't want to do, made a girl feel awkward, said uncomfortable sexual jokes around her that she's stated has made her feel awkward, but you don't care. Have had friends that have done stuff, and because it's not you, you think it's not your place to say anything. Just have a little think, just sit back, think about it, please. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, just a little bit of feedback would be great. I've got so many more story times, but I thought this one was fitting for everything that's going on right now. I had a BLM one that I was going to do ages ago, and I didn't, so that will be coming up very soon. But yeah, and we'll get on to that. But yeah, lovely. So enjoy your week, enjoy your next 2 weeks until I next see you, basically. Live your best lives, and live your best lives for me too. That would be lovely, because I'm still at work every day. Love you lot. See you later.